Hey trainers, Lickitung here with some more Pokemon video magic. And in today's video, instead of showcasing a particular Pokemon or doing some battles that I have kind of reflected on and edited later, I am just going to record my live sets for the first group of Kanto Cup games this season. I did already play one, and I was fortunate to win that game. I played the one trying to do a live stream. The live stream didn't work out, so I thought I would just kind of live record my reactions to this first set and give y'all kind of a sense of what I was thinking and what it was like in the moment playing this first set from Kanto Cup. Kanto Cup is my favorite of the Go Battle League tournament cups because it features the original 151 Pokemon, which of course were the ones that introduced me and so many other people to the franchise. So I've got a lot of favorites here. This first team, which is the one that I used to win the first game off screen here, is a team that is comprised of the top 3 Pokemon currently on the PvPoke list. And it just so happens that Nidoqueen and Pidgeot are excellent covers for the weaknesses of Lickitung, like Machamp or Hitmonchan, things like that. I have other teams that I think will be fun, but I have no idea if they'll actually be good or not, and they're only partially built. Like, I can't really use this team yet because the Executor isn't built. Teams like this, again, I'm not sure if they'll work, but I think they could be fun, and I think Electrode and Shadow Gyarados will do a decent job of covering Sandslash. And then I have things like I've got a team with my namesake, Alakazam here, and I have my classic team of Shadow Hypno, Legacy Payback Machamp, and Standard Snorlax. And I say signature team because one of my videos with the most views on YouTube is the video showcasing this particular team, which I have used every season of Kanto Cup since I started playing, and I've always had an extremely high win rate with it, so I'm very, very happy with that team. I'm going to start by using this team again with the top-ranked players, and then I will switch things up a little bit just to have some fun with different team possibilities here and give you my live reactions. So thanks for your patience as we got through the intro, and now we're going to dive into the battles. I picked up a lead against Shadow Mewtwo, which is fantastic because I'm going to be doing super effective damage with this Lickitung, and we are absolutely going to tear through the Shadow Mewtwo. I suspect that they will go ahead and build up to a couple of Psystrikes, which are going to hit really hard, but then again, Lickitung is quite thick. So if they have back-to-back Psystrikes, so be it. I'm going to shield the first in case it's a Focus Blast, which it is not, and then I'm going to go ahead and let the second one through. Yeah, which hurts a lot, but because Lickitung is so thick, it doesn't KO. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Body Slam here. And they're ahead on energy with their Nidoqueen, so I don't want to bring in my own Nidoqueen. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Pidgeot. We're going to take this first Poison Fang and start doing as much damage as we can with these Gusts. I don't have a very good answer to the Nidoqueen besides Pidgeot, and I do want to maintain Switch there, so I should have tapped the Feather Dance. So this is bad because they gained the shield, and now we lost Switch, so they're going to bring in that Mewtwo, which is going to be real bad for us. Fortunately, Mewtwo is... Oh, they had a Nidoking in the back here, too. Fortunately, Mewtwo is very glassy, but I suspect that they probably have another Psystrike ready. I don't know if Nidoking has access to Earthquake or not. If so, that's going to be a real problem for us. Alright, that's more or less done. So that was a cool team that they were running. I made a mistake by not throwing the Feather Dance, right? Ooh, we're not playing Master League. Back to Kanto Cup. I'm going to go ahead and run this team again because I didn't get the recording of the team being successful. So, like I said, I did win my first match with that team. So hopefully I can grab a better showing here. We've got Lickitung on the lead versus Dragonair. This is all right. Because Lickitung is so bulky, it's going to handle those Dragon Breaths a little bit better than the other Pokemon in the back will. And Body Slams will do decent damage. Dragonair isn't the bulkiest Pokemon. And I think this should just be an Aqua Tail. Yeah, so non-stab, not too much damage, but of course Dragonair kind of relies on just being able to sort of chip people with small charge moves and then rely on the Dragon Breath damage to take them down. They were willing to shield here, which might mean that they're sort of afraid of Lickitung in the back, but at this point with this much health it's not going to do me much good, so I'm just going to let it go. And we are going to come in with the Nidoqueen to start building up energy. Given that we lost Switch, we want to have some extra energy in case they have a psychic type like Hypno in the back, which... okay, it's Mew. So this could definitely be worse. We're going to build all the way up to that Earth Power and then throw the Poison Fang. Yeah, figuring they'd probably let it through, that's fine. But because we were so far ahead on energy, we will get to a couple of these Poison Fangs, and they're going to be reluctant to shield, I think, because they would be down 2 shields to none. They threw a Flame Charge, which I could have let through. I was afraid that was going to be a Surf, but that works out okay. And they have their own Nidoqueen in the back. I'm going to go ahead and go straight for the Earth Power. And then swap into Pidgeot. They can't go for Earth Power here because it's going to be resisted, so they're going to have to start throwing Poison Fangs. They've probably got 2 loaded already. We did sneak through a Gust, which is very good. That might mean that we have enough energy to get to the Brave Bird. Yes, and Brave Bird should do it. And they quit before the Brave Bird landed. So yeah, that was going to be the game there. GG's. Okay, well that takes us through the first 3 battles. I'm going to try out another team here. I'm going to go ahead and go into my signature team. Hypno is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I've always had a good time playing with this particular character. Alright, Hypno on the lead versus Nidoqueen. This is fantastic because Poison is weak to Psychic, so this is exactly the lead that you want to see. They're going to swap out immediately into Venomoth, which is not a lot better. I'll have to throw up a shield here because Bug-type moves are super effective against Psychic moves. Okay, just a Poison Fang, so I probably should have let that through. But they were probably hoping I would switch, and I did not. Do they have a triple poison team? That's an interesting question we can ask ourselves here. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Thunder Punch. faked having the Shadow Ball. They decided they were going to let it go, so I'm going to just go ahead and throw the Shadow Ball this time to either secure the KO or get the shield. Okay. And they do have a triple poison team. So that Hypno was their worst nightmare. Machamp does really poorly here, so I'm just going to come in with Snorlax and start licking. And now I'll switch into the Machamp in case they want to throw a move. Yeah, so they could have thrown Acid Spray or Leaf Blade there or something, but they were going to need to. Yeah, well, there you go. Triple poison team. And for our last team of this set, I think I'm going to do the one with Sand Slash, just kind of for fun, because I've never used a Sand Slash in Kanto Cup, and I'm hoping it's going to be better now that it has Night Slash. Okay, Sand Slash into Poliwrath. Terrible lead. We're going to safe swap into Gyarados, hoping that they also switch out. But they are not switching out. This is probably going to be an Ice Punch, which will do a decent chunk to the Gyarados, but I don't have to shield quite yet. Okay, and we do get the swap, so that is excellent. Unfortunately, we will probably lose Switch because we've taken so much damage already. Oh no, they let that through. Okay, so we'll see. Just barely hanging on and taking back Switch. Good for Shadow Gyarados. Let's see if they bring in the Poliwrath, which they do. And this is huge because now, instead of having a weak Pokemon aligned with Poliwrath, at least one that's weak to water, we can line up our Electrode. So I don't think we have to worry too much about this charge move. Okay, they did already have a Dynamic Punch, which I was not expecting. But that's okay. We'll either get the shield or secure the KO here. I suspect that we'll get the shield. Nope, they just let it go, which means maybe they are... Oh, okay, this is perfect. I'm very surprised that they let it go, because all the moves coming off of Sand Slash are going to be super effective against AWAC, and with Mud Shot as our fast move, we are going to generate energy way faster than the opponent. Because of the lag, I'm not really sure what the count is at. That could be a Bone Club. Okay, but no, they go for Shadow Bone. So that's fine. Gonna build up a little extra energy and then go for this Night Slash. We do secure the shield. They are at another move. And they are going straight Shadow Bone. I'm gonna throw right as they get to that Shadow Bone. Night Slash going through, and then we are immediately swapping into Electrode. They were going to have to throw because if the Volt Switch registered, then they would be completely done there. So their energy is down, and I think we can fast move down. Yeah. I could have thrown the Night Slash, but it was just one more Mud Shot, and they were, I think, two more moves away from the Bone Club. So not bad. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with that first set. And I'm going to go ahead and do another set while I'm here on this live recording. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use a star piece before I collect rewards. We'll try some of the same teams, but we might try some different teams here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and claim these rewards to get the Stardust and such. Porygon reward, not bad, not bad. Alright, so I am low on Stardust right now because I've been working on building new XL Pokemon for the Ultra League. So what we're going to do here is take some of that Stardust and put it into this here Alolan Ratticate. I should have more than the 14,000 there. Sometimes it doesn't immediately, the rewards don't immediately register for me, so I have to like go catch a Pokemon to make the game register those rewards for me to spend the Stardust. So we'll just catch this Drowsy. And there we go, that's more like it. 21,000, so now we will go to the Ratticate. I have never built or used one of these for the Kanto Cup before. Okay, 1,400 will be good enough for us to at least play a bit with it. I am also hoping, so I'll go ahead and play with that team that has Ratticate and Alakazam, but I'm also hoping to add another charge move to my Legacy Alakazam. I have an Alakazam built for Ultra League, but the one for Great League only has a single move at the moment. I'll go ahead and play that team just because I'm excited about the prospect of using the Alolan Ratticate. So Alolan Ratticate is weak to fighting types. So the idea here is that I have the Seaking for general coverage, and Alakazam is capable of dealing with fighting types, but it also has some coverage with its counter move against major threats in the meta, like Snorlax or Lickitung, if I get stuck in a match against one of those. So at least Alakazam can fight back with counter if it's in a bad matchup. So I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we'll give it a try. Got Ratticate into Rapidash, and this is great because they are a Psychic type, and we are a Dark type. The problem here is they have access to Moonblast, I think, or some kind of fairy type move there, which is not going to be great. We do get the defense drop, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and shield this in case it's a Moonblast. Or it might even have something like Mega Horn, right? Because it has Psycho Cut, it charges really fast. But because they threw back-to-back moves, I think this is another Body Slam. We don't have to worry about that. Alolan Ratticate is fairly beefy. Alright, so now we get the Fire type, so we're going to bring in our Water type. And I will shield the potential Solar Beam here. Some Ninetales have run that. The Pokemon definitely has access to it, so yeah, maybe they were suspecting that they would get the shield, and now they will build up to that move, which would not be great. Definitely don't want to get Solar Beamed, but we'll see what happens here. Could be a Psyshock, that would also not be super fun, but it would not be the worst thing in the world. Oh, just going for another Weather Ball, which is fine. So we are going to throw that super effective Drill Run here. And I suspect we will see the Rapidash come back in, but we'll see. We are low on health on the Seaking, so I'm worried that it won't be able to get to another move. Okay, yeah, this is part Fairy type, so seems like they're not attacking back. Maybe experiencing some lag. Alright, there we go. I did get a couple of extra moves in on them, which is not great. It's difficult to tell how to respond to these situations sometimes. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and throw Icy Wind for super effective damage against this grass type. I didn't see what it was, I just saw the typing. And it is a Venusaur. We are going to swap into our Alakazam to maybe get to that Fire Punch. Yeah, not quite. But that's fine, because this forces them to throw their energy, and Ratticate is going to do just fine farming down. Okay. I like Alolan Ratticate. I wasn't sure if I would, but I've always been super annoyed by it playing in the Kanto Cup, and I see why people like it. I see why people like it. I may play with that team again, just for the sake of getting some diversity of teams in here and maybe some more fun battles. I'm going to go ahead and change things up. And before the end of this set, I'll probably get back around to some of the more solid teams. I really like Primeape in Kanto Cup. I think it's very underrated. So we're going to go ahead and bring in this team with Primeape. This is a pretty alright lead against the Raichu. It's fairly neutral. Thundershock charges really fast, so I don't know. This could be a wild charge, but if so, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, they swapped in their Hypno, and now they are switch-locked against my Snorlax. They only went to 3, so this is just a punch. Yeah, not too bad. Unfortunately, I am running a Shadow Snorlax, so it is a little bit glassier, but it will also take down the Hypno a bit faster than its standard counterpart. At this point, I think a punch would KO, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shield, farm down with Lick, and then hope to get the shield back by throwing this Body Slam. And we have a Dugong. So Dugong, not bad here. Oh, I was hoping that I could save the Snorlax so that I could reset the debuff on the Ninetales if I needed to. Okay, so we are going to throw the Weather Ball, and they let it through. I think they have had enough Ice Shards that this could be Water Pulse. Yep, they went right for Water Pulse. And fortunately, we are able to farm down before they get to another one. And what about the Raichu? Hopefully the Raichu is energy dry, because they got to that wild charge super fast. We've built up a lot of energy here. We don't let them sneak through a move. We got the denial, so that is very good. And now it will just be a race. Raichu is very glassy. Can I get to the Weather Ball? Yes, and I do think a neutral Weather Ball Fire from Shadow Ninetales should be enough to KO the Raichu. And it does. Shadow Ninetales coming in clutch. This is another one where I need to add a secondary charge move to it, but it performs masterfully already. Alright, what other teams do we have here? Unfortunately, I didn't show off Primeape very much, so I might come back to that team. But hey, Shadow Ninetales is doing great there. I think I'll try this because I think Zapdos is really fun. Using any of those legendary birds in the Kanto Cup, I think is really a great time. So if you have access to them, you know, even if it's not racking up a bunch of wins, they are really cool to play with. All right, so this is generally a favorable lead because we are a flying type. Now, if they have access to something like Ice Punch, that could be very bad for us. But with Thundershock, we are going to get to Drill Peck very quickly. And I do believe this stab Drill Peck from a Shadow Zapdos would be enough to KO here. We're going to see what kind of elemental punch they have. And it is the Ice Punch. Makes a lot of sense. Now, we over-farmed before, so they probably don't anticipate how quickly we'll get to the next Drill Peck. We'll see if they decide to let it go. And we do KO there. And they bring in a Venusaur, which is not a great counter for flying types. We're going to go ahead and throw this Drill Peck, which would do massive damage to the Venusaur as well. And I'm going to shield just because, I mean, we could farm down with the Marowak, but I really like using Shadow Zapdos, and I already had the Drill Peck, so one-shotting that is pretty fun. Okay, and they bring in a Lapras. They've got two that's interesting. This is a Frost Breath Lapras. I don't know how to count Frost Breaths instead of Ice Shards, so I'm going to throw this Cross Chop from Shadow Machamp, and okay, I was ready to do an immediate swap to try and catch a Surf on my AWAC, but the Shadow Stab Cross Chop seemed to do enough damage there, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, Shadow Zapdos is fantastic. I really love using it. I'm going to go back to this one in hopes that maybe Primeape can perform a little better, because I've played with Primeape in previous seasons of the Kanto Cup, and it actually has a lot of coverage. It's just kind of glassy is the only problem. Okay, we'll see if this is Powder Snow or Charm. And it is Powder Snow, so not too terrible, except that we'll have to tank a charge move here. Or not. They are over-farming, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this Close Combat, which would KO, and they let it through! So there you go, with, yeah. That Ice typing is weak to fighting. Oh, and they bring in an Alakazam. Very cool. Shadow Alakazam with counter. I love it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bring in the K-Tails here. And I think they may have enough for a Shadow Ball, so I'm going to go ahead and shield there. Just a Fire Punch, but even a Fire Punch at this point would hurt quite a bit. And that's fine. We can go ahead and Fire Spin farm down. And their last Pokemon is a Beedrill. So this is very bad news for them, because Ninetales is going to go to town here. We are going to get both of those shields. Yep, they're just going to farm down, so they'll have a lot of energy, but that's okay. Coming in here with the Shadow Snorlax, and they're going to build up to multiple moves here, so I'm going to have to tank something. I may as well let the first thing through. Yeah, unfortunately it is a Drill Run, which hits very hard. But we do have that shield for their next move. Another Drill Run. Fortunately, we are at the Body Slam. Look how creepy Shadow Snorlax looks. Those red eyes are horrifying. Alright, we land the Stab Shadow Body Slam, and that is quite enough to take out the Beedrill. So that's another good game, another nice win there. And we should be pretty close to being done with this set. Yeah, just one more to go. So I will go ahead and do my favorite team again here. That doesn't mean it's necessarily the best team or you know, something that's guaranteed to win. There are no guarantees with any of this stuff, but this team has just been really my sort of old faithful through the past several seasons of Kanto Cup. Consistently reliable. I really enjoy it. Looks like we might be having some problems connecting here. Okay, we'll exit, and do we have enough time? Yeah, we've got plenty of time on that star piece. So I'm going to hop back in here. We'll go to that team in the back. We'll see if we can't get matched up with something new now. All right, Shadow Hypno into Venomoth. Pretty good lead. And they swap into their Alolan Ratticate. This one does have Bite equipped, so it charges a little bit more slowly. If they had Quick Attack, they probably would have got to a charge move. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the Payback on the off chance they let it through, right? They probably expect like Rock Slide or something, yeah, so it gets the shield, but that's fine. And we get to a Cross Chop, so all damage is good damage, right? So we'll go ahead and throw it just for the sake of doing it. And then we're coming back in with Hypno, and we sneak through a Confusion, which is fantastic. I'm going to shield here in case this is a Bug-type move. Unfortunately, just a Poison Fang, so that's fine. I was hoping to throw Thunder Punch in case they got to another move. At this point, yeah, I will go ahead and shield, because if there is a fighting type in the back, that is going to be a serious problem. And we are getting quite a bit of lag. Unfortunately, I threw the Thunder Punch and lost the CMP tie. So obviously they're just going to let that go. And their last Pokemon is Hypno. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Snorlax. And unless they have Focus Blast, we should be in good shape to get off at least a couple of body slams before they can take us out here. And we get the shield, which is nice. So even if they do take out the Snorlax, that definitely was not enough for a Focus Blast. Even if they take out the Snorlax, we should be able to get to a Shadow Ball on our Hypno. If you're up against a Snorlax, you definitely don't want to go for Shadow Ball, because the normal typing resists the Ghost typing. But maybe that was a single move Hypno, so no worries there. That happens sometimes. Obviously, I was running single move Pokemon earlier in this video as well, so no big deal. Yeah, like I said, Kanto Cup is my favorite cup. I really love team building for this. I think it's incredibly fun. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I'll try and put together some curated videos that break down kind of my use of some specialty players. Like, I'm going to work on that Legacy Alakazam and things like that, which I think will be really, really fun. But in the meantime, I appreciate if you have spent time with this video. If you enjoyed the content, please go ahead and give me a like. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, I would love to have you join as a part of my little Pokemon Go community here. I hope you had fun, and I'll talk to you next time, trainers.